Okay guys, Dan Hood here again. I thought I'd give you guys a little progress shoot of where things got to. Now you'll remember that I started with two separate piles of pencils, color pencils that is. The one I just kind of rubber banded together, wrapped some aluminum foil around and poured some casting resin down inside. The other one I actually stuck in cactus juice because what I was afraid of would happen on this one did start to happen. The only thing is I got some interesting results when I put it in cactus juice. The resin definitely got down into the pencils, but what I failed to do was I just left it all rubber banded up and threw it in the oven to cook. In the process, it kind of glued together. Okay. The problem is that casting resin is great in compression, but it's terrible in tension. So I'm worried that the minute I get to doing anything on this, the thing's gonna fall apart. But you know what? I'm experimenting, so that's what I tried to do. It was only like $7 in color pencils. I'll be out. The other thing that cactus juice does is you can see it's a great paint stripper. You can see it took the paint off the outside of all of these and ran it everywhere, and it doesn't seem to have done much to the inside, but it sure did mess up the outside of them, which is kind of disappointing. But you know what? I'm going to keep going and I'll work on that. But right now what I've been doing is you can see that there's some voids here. I'll turn it upside down in a few days too. I'm filling all the voids with super glue and see what happens. See if I can make this successful. Okay. Now, this one, however, when I put the resin down in, I was able to stand this into the conus shape, which is what I figured I'd have to do to begin with because I wasn't sure about strength otherwise. Several things that happened, which I knew. Obviously, they use really cheap pine pretty much on all pencils these days. At least they do here in the U.S. You've also got, spots where like right here where the colored lead just completely fell out. I was hoping, with doing the cactus juice that I could prevent something like this, but then the cactus juice caused all kinds of other problems instead. So I'm going about this way, and what I'll probably do is, now that I've got it sanded to a rough shape, there's a few places where the resin just didn't leak down incorrectly. And then, of course, there's the one or two voids where the color pencil came out. I'm actually filling all of those with super glue, just a couple dribbles at a time here and there. And the hope is that once I get that all done, I can finish sand this. And given that it's such soft wood, I'm gonna have to put either an epoxy finish on this or super glue, cryoethacrylate finish on it, a CA finish. So, but for right now, I'm trying to fill up all the voids. Once the voids are filled, I'll sand this down to 400 grit or so, get things cleaned up, and hopefully you can see where some of the colors run into the wood because the wood pores are so huge. Hopefully I won't get much of that when I get down into the 400. Hopefully it'll just blow off. And then after that, I'm just going to go I think I'm going to go cryoethacrylate happy on this. Anyway, just an update. As you can see, I mean, it's pretty cool. Back here is fine. It's when you get on the slopes like this, and if the pencils aren't quite perfectly lined up or something like that, things start to go a little funky on them. Okay. You can see I need to sand this. You can see it's good here, but you can see that the front is not square with the back, which means I need to sand a little bit more off over here where my thumb is, which means I need to take the whole front down a bit. But anyway, I think it'll have a cool effect. Anyway, it was a fun experiment, if nothing else.